Hola, yo soy Kratos y tú estás aquí viendo el Gamers Addict Show.
Hey guys, welcome to the Gamers Addict Show. We are back with our God of War segment.
Alright, thanks for having me back. I've been really anticipating this segment for, I'd say, the past 2 months. You know, I really got into the game. You know, I've been hearing a lot of really good things about this game, getting 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10, by over like 90 review sites. So
It's a game that looks really great. I've seen you play it. I've seen you master it.
Yes, you have seen the product of lots and lots of time losing to like really hard bosses. You saw what was called the runtime, but you didn't see the design.
Oh, I see. Yeah. I kind of like us sitting here so close to each other, keeping warm.
Yeah, there's a chilly aspect.
It is. It is.
This is very chilly. This is tense. So, shall we call him in?
Did you hear? What is that?
Where's Kratos?
What is that?
Boy! Where are you, boy? What is this accursed place I'm in right now?
Uh-oh.
What is this?
Whoa, okay.
Whoa, hey.
Yeah, that thing.
Mr. War?
Have a seat. Have a seat. Have my seat. Sit down. Have respect. Sit down. Sit down.
You're a mere mortal.
But I am not.
You're a god.
Yes, I am.
There's no problem here.
Right here?
Yeah. Sit right here. Now, being that you're a god, is there any way that
Yes.
is there any way that you can make my uploads better here in Gamers Addict?
You maybe can use my axe.
Okay.
Is Eddie? Can we get someone to move this?
You do know I can call it back, correct?
Yeah, please.
Right.
Cast member, please take the axe away.
It doesn't make a difference.
Doesn't make it. Oh, we're good. Okay, we're good. I mean, yeah. Okay.
All right, if you take my axe, I will be cautious.
Don't take the axe. We're good. So,
Wow. So, Ron, what's the difference between this God of War for the PS4 and the original God of War for the PS2?
Alright, so even though this has been titled as God of War, technically it's God of War 4. That's one difference. The second difference is the previous God of War series focused on Kratos' adventures through Greece and
My adventures.
yes, and taking out the Greek pantheon. So that's over. Some indeterminate amount of time has passed where he's gone like so far north, he ended up in Midgard, and he was able to find another wife, have a son, and the game starts when his wife dies.
So
presumably from old age and not from senseless murder.
No.
We don't know how she dies actually.
So the original wife died.
He,
Yeah,
Oh,
you can.
Yeah, she died for natural causes.
No.
and getting the blades of
You're
chaos.
questioning me?
We know what happened.
We know the story, sir. You,
Very tragic tale.
I know you're trying to run away from your past, but we know the story.
So this guy-
it was not natural causes.
So this God of War game, what's it about?
Okay, so as I mentioned, it starts off with the passing of his wife. Her name is Faye, and he's chopping down a tree. And he's there with his son, and they're preparing her funeral pyre. And
She asked for specific trees to be cut down. She had marked them prior to.
yeah,
We don't know the significance of that, but it's presumed that it let down some kind of barrier to let a signal out to certain deities.
Okay. So here's a question I have is because I'm not too familiar. Well, is the god Kratos? Is he a character that they created, or is he part of Greek mythology?
He was originally part of Greek mythology.
Really?
Yes, he was a very much minor character than what they gave him in the game series. Game series. Well, definitely not. You murdered, or rather fought bravely the Furies, the God of War Ares.
We'll chalk that up to propaganda from the Greek pantheon.
Yeah, they wanted to downplay you because you were just too great.
Yes, I am very great.
Let's not forget that time you pounded Hercules' face into the ground.
That was wonderful.
So So one of the cool things I saw in the game, I saw that you can also control your son. Is that true, Ron? Like kind of like you can play with your son?
Right, as freezing.
Not that you would want to play with your son.
Well,
So a huge.
we're talking about a video game here, right?
A huge feature, or a significant feature in this God of War is that you play with your son. So in a sense, it has that commonality with The Last of Us, but the team has made it their purpose so that it doesn't just seem like an annoying escort quest. So his son Atreus is controlled by the square button. Now Atreus, once you unlock some basic skills for him, he'll do things to assist you in battles, such as tripping up enemies, shooting arrows. But in order to take direct control of him, you simply press the square button, and he'll shoot enemies with his arrows, which can change different properties later on as you unlock
Stun them, open up pathways depending on what magic he's using. He offers you a wide variety of access to different locations that become more available. Please don't throw the axe.
You have a problem with my axe?
No,
See, the thing about-
not at all.
Because we've seen the power of this axe.
Yeah, we've seen it take down some very vicious enemies.
Yes, I just fought a mighty character outside before walking in here.
Yeah, I was gonna comment on
The color it is.
I was gonna comment on the dark blood. Is this Draugr blood?
This is, I believe it's glitter blood.
Oh, okay.
No. I think you and me are gonna be very good friends.
Are you looking at? I don't realize my own strength.
So handshake.
So yeah, this is called the Leviathan axe.
Can we see it?
Yes. It's always a work in progress.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of religious blood has tarnished the axe.
So RONWISE, what would you say? How long does it take to beat this game?
Honestly, I didn't time myself as I played it. I would assume that if you were to just do the main story stuff, it would probably take maybe like 20 hours or so.
Okay.
It does have a lot of side quest content. Now, unlike other video games that have side quests where you can do them basically as they come up and it's usually easier than the main quest, I found that especially in the harder difficulties, it's the reverse. So you have side quests and stuff presented, but then when you go to do them, oftentimes you'll have enemies that are vastly over-leveled over you that can either one or two shot you.
Yeah. There are several. So one of the most prevalent themes in this game is traveling through worlds and realm tears.
Is that true?
You encounter a lot of
Stay in the
enemies
path.
from different realms, and you have to stay on the path when you travel between worlds.
You're up the path.
So what was the most memorable moment for you? Would you say?
You know what? You go first, Gary.
So the most memorable moment for me in the game has to be when your son, after being enraged by one of Thor's sons to the point of anger, overheats and has what you call fever, and he's overheating to the extent where you need the Witch of the Forest's help, and she tells you that she needs a special ingredient from Helheim. Now, in Norse mythology, Hell is actually a very cold place, and the Leviathan axe draws its energy from frost. So in order to go and conquer Hell, you're going to need to become the God of War bold, and you got to get the Blades of Chaos. And when you do that, it really feels like a John Wick moment, because you have to go back to your house, you open the basement, you pull out the weapons, you wrap the chains, make it deliberate, and you take your time with it, and then you just go crazy out there.
What would you say is your
It's been a lot of them. One really impressive moment for me was fighting the dragon and flying up the mountain.
I can't believe you freed here. One of them stole my family. Maybe.
I will free 3 more.
Yes. Jerry the Wizard has suffered a lot.
At the hands of
Suffer more
dragons.
if he keeps on with that sleep mouth.
You're heartless.
So
That is why I'm the
idea.
God of War. You have to be in order to succeed.
no, we've seen you strategize against that in that dragon fight. You had your son draw his attention with arrows, and you just use the environment around you to take him down. And you're like what we call on Earth Jackie Chan. You don't want to fight him in the warehouse, and you don't want to fight Kratos.
Who is this Jackie Chan you speak of?
Don't worry. Don't worry.
It's
He makes really good movies. Yeah, please don't.
I wonder who's more powerful, you or Mega Man? Mega Man's here.
I think that maybe I'm not going to handle my axe. Is he here? Does he want
No,
to? Does
no.
he want to battle?
No.
Would you like to battle? Okay.
Get back to this.
Yes. Let's not do that.
I think so.
So what kind of gamer would you recommend this game to, RONWISE?
Right, I think for people who enjoy action adventure RPGs,
Open world, definitely.
open world-ish. What I do like about this game is it's pretty darn focused. So you don't just get lost doing whatever. You can explore, and especially in like the Lake of the Nine, and that area develops as you continue going through the game, like the water level lowering and making new areas accessible. But you're still focused. Also, due to the various difficulties, being either give me a story, give me a reasonable challenge, give me a challenge, or give me God of War. It's a game that anybody can pick up. You know, if you just want to go through the story and not have to worry about dying over and over and over against encounters, like me, then play Give Me a Story. However, on the more challenging difficulties, it's really gratifying. At least in like Dark Souls level.
Until you encounters the boundaries that you spend several hours fighting.
Or days.
Yes, or days. It's also
That's a
true.
small glimpse of the life of Kratos.
And also the first portion of the game, I'd say the first couple hours, there is a difficulty spike, so to speak, because of how like low your life bar is. But once you go through that and you really learn the game mechanics, like how to block, how to parry, how to use your runic attacks, then like you plateau and you really start to dominate.
Okay. Now, is there any DLC for this game?
It kind of looks like it is, especially with the realm travel, but so far there isn't. There's room for it, I would think.
Yes,
I
out of
hope
the
I think there will be.
out of the 9 realms, I
possibility.
believe you have access to 5. So there are 4 realms that at the end of the game, with everything completed, you still have not visited. We don't know if that's going to be areas that you travel to in upcoming games, or if that's going to be added into. Yet to be decided.
Nice, nice. Now, would you say that this game is worth playing multiple times?
Yes.
It is.
Every time.
Especially since the highest difficulty level cannot be changed in-game. If you want to play Give Me God of War, then you have to start a new game. So I would recommend you do 2 playthroughs. At least.
So Kratos, actually, seeing how you're so fond of the axe, do you prefer it over the Blades of Chaos?
I prefer any weapon that does not do it.
Ooh.
Okay.
Also in that game, he's really good with his fists
Fists,
and
yeah.
his shield in combat.
A lot of fisticuffs.
I heard in the game you speak Spanish.
See?
I did
Just
my
like Kratos.
I did my first playthrough in Spanish.
So,
It was amazing.
actually,
We won,
I
we
do
won.
have a question in regards to your son, who you
Careful with
often
the questions
call
you ask.
Boy. I was very intrigued when we found out there was actually going to be another name given him until you overruled his mom in terms of what the naming would be. And I just have a question. What are the odds that we could have in one of the dubs or his son voiced by Tom Hiddleston?
Well, you know what? I think there's an opportunity for you to go back to the realm between realms and find your son And we don't want to keep you from that because we don't want to suffer the consequences of you being very confident.
Yeah.
You are worthy opportunities.
Todo va a estar bien, hombre.
Don't forget to take the
Slowly.
So, any last comments about God of War?
I play it, Game of the Year material, most definitely.
He's not lying. That is 100% accurate. Play this game. Don't hit me with that axe. And
You're the spirit for today.
thank you.
Well, thank you, RONWISE, for this in-depth look into the God of War game for the PlayStation 4.
Thank you, Player One, and thank you, Jared, for the assist. And thank you, Kratos, for sparing our lives. And it really is a pleasure to see you, man. Thank you.
I will let you live for today.
Kratos, maybe you can stick around for a little bit.
Quizás sí.
It's a date. We'll be right back, guys. Thank you for tuning in. And we'll be right back with the giveaway.
I am the God of War.
Sí.
Aquí estoy.